from the March 11, 2025 meeting. Can I get a motion to approve?
I make the motion.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Condon. Can I get a second?
I second.
Second by Councilman Dewey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? At this time, we have public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on any agenda item? At this time, beside the guests, you can approach the podium, state your name, and state exactly what it is that you would like to talk about. Not the guests. Okay. We're going to have our first guest, Mr. Cornelius Gant. Please, the podium. Mr. Cornelius is here to have a house abandoned or torn down on Cleveland Street, which is a family house.
Yes, that's what I'm seeking, some help trying to get this house tore down because it been turned into a trap house, man, where people that smoke dope, drugs, all of this going on. Right next door to my house, yard trash, no running water, no sewage, no electric. It just gotta go, man. Nobody take care of the taxes but me. 22 years. But every time I try and get some help, they tell me about a family thing.
In regards to taxes, until now, we could discuss the cleaning up and so forth. In regards to taxes, until you all open a succession, whoever pay the taxes, you just keeping it alive. And I've told you that over and over.
Yeah.
You could pay the taxes continuously
Right.
until you open succession and all the heirs to that property. Then it could be put into your name if they all agree. But other than that, we
But it
can't.
already come in his name and we already reclaimed it.
Again, by law.
Yeah.
I've been telling you all this for more than 5 years. Nothing's going to change with the law. Now, we could talk about the cleanup.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that.
I agree
We
with you
need
because I
something
got it
done.
on my street. But we
Yeah.
got to get Board of Health in and everything else. So let's bypass the taxes.
Okay.
And let's get to the cleanup, okay?
Okay, we can get some help on that. Get
So
that
at this
cleaned
point,
up.
now you have Mr. Steve that's here.
Okay.
Mr. Steve, have you heard from this family? Okay. So since you haven't heard, we're going to say, now you've heard. It's between now you and the chief with the 10 days. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up because what I'm dealing with on my street,
Yeah.
Board of Health has to come in and declare. Also, let me finish. Another thing with the process is your brother's going to have to come before the magistrate. If at any time that he tells the magistrate he's going to try to fix it up and this, that, and the other, all it is an extended time. Okay? So I'm just telling you what just bear with me.
Oh, I understand where you're at.
Bear with me. So what we're going to do is, Mr. Steve, the complaint, get the address, get the write-up, give it to the chief, you move forward with the magistrate, and try to get the Board of Health to come down.
And let me just give you a little hint. I'm going to send out a letter, but the letter's going to go to whoever's paying taxes.
That's me.
So that's going to be you. If it's your family, it's someone of your family that's creating all of the trash and...
His brother, everybody dumping it off. And we paying $700 some taxes for a crack house. And he got us stuck because he gets a check, $900 some like we do. I'm tired of it and we're not paying for this crack house no more. He gets a check, make him pay the taxes, that's all.
Is your property,
Separate,
is it two separate properties?
two light bills, two others. The time we took the water bill, meter 6
Yeah,
years.
two separate
Two
addresses?
separate,
The taxes
everything.
all in one.
Yeah, it's all in one.
Taxes are
But it's two
all
light
in one.
bills, two water bills.
Taxes are all in one.
All in
They come in
one.
Cornelius' name and in his Clara May name to pay his great
Clara May
mama.
has been deceased since
Deceased
the
about 100 years almost.
1900s. So until it opens a session,
And that
It's
has
never
never
been.
happened. We talked to Kendall here in the nursing home. Mina is never coming back this way. The only person in the way is Pony. And it's an abandoned
What?
house.
let me, as I told you.
I know.
Wait. It's just not your family that's involved. Now, because of Miss Chloe Dangerfield, now you have to go to all of her heirs, which would be Sammy Dangerfield's children. All of them now have to come to the table.
To a crack house.
To basically turn the property over to, I understand what you're saying, you're paying the taxes, but you're just keeping Chloe Dangerfield alive.
But if, I mean, we were putting it stacked high as the house stand. He didn't pay the taxes. Our taxes $38 we exempt. We just paid $539 and $139. He come out the door, he's getting in the crack car, telling us F from Disney. Just let him pay where you live at. Let him pay where you live at. That's all right. We can stack high as we go. We can't afford to keep paying.
Let's get the ball rolling. Now you got it officially, Mr. Steve.
We're gonna get with this guy.
It's enough. We cannot afford that anymore. He don't want to pay nothing else. Let him pay just the taxes. He lived there. When we lived there, we did it.
That part we can't get involved in.
I got you, Mayor. I got you.
Who is William Gear? We used to deal with Mr. William Gear.
Regardless, you still got to come stand right in front of us.
Yeah.
Right, we got you. Deal with you, Mr. Steve. Get this on the ball.
Where you located?
I mean, again, I'm gonna send you as the property owner or the taxpayer, you're gonna get the notice to vacate and clear the property.
Right.
But there's a little more to it than that. You say it's vacant, somebody's got water there.
They know water. Y'all took the meter 6 years ago.
So, but unless, if the structure is not sound to live in.
It's collapsed.
Yeah, if it's dilapidated. What's the address of the house?
410A.
410.
Hey, the we 410B.
Is that the little house right over there?
Right.
Y'all see that site?
And who puts all that,
Everybody in town drops it.
My brother.
Everybody drops it on 4-wheelers, 8-wheelers, all that. We drop our asphalt.
All right, Mr. Steve, I'm going to ask that you meet with Mr. Gant
Tell us
and
where.
Mrs. Gant, and y'all get that taken care of, and get with Chief Grogan and get with the magistrate.
So,
Okay.
so when I need to see him?
That's all we need to know.
First thing tomorrow morning, he's here.
8 o'clock, 8:30.
You come see me tomorrow morning?
Okay, 8:30.
Okay, that'll work.
That house don't go.
Mr. Druitt, welcome from Umcor. Take a breath.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Grogan and Honorable Council members and members of the audience. I'm Benny Druitt. I'm the Director of Community Outreach for Umpqua Brown, and I'd like to thank you for affording us the time to address you on this evening. Jutai, she has a difficult name. Jutai Rowe is our administrative trainer for a program that we are administering, that we are providing for the communities. I'd just like to share with you a little bit of the history of Umpqua Brown before we get started. And I promise you I won't be long. We have a packet for each of you to look at it. Give one to the clerk too. And Jutai is going to pass out some handouts to the members of the audience also.
Thank you, sir.
Like I said earlier, thank you for affording us the time to come and address you on this evening. Umpqua Brown, located in Baldwin, along the banks of the Bayou Teche, has been in business serving God's people for 158 years, doing God's work. Umpqua Brown is one of the ministry arms of the United Methodist Church, the United Methodist Church Worldwide, the Board of Global Missions for the United Methodist Church. We host volunteers who come from all over the country and from Alaska and Hawaii, and even some Guam and other foreign nations. They come to Encore Sega Brown in Baldwin to serve God. We've averaged, prior to the pandemic, we averaged 2,000 volunteers a year that came and lived on the campus. We've got 3 dorms that they live in. We can accommodate a little over 90 individuals. And they'll come and they'll spend a week working on campus, working in the warehouse. We've got a 46,000 square foot warehouse where they assemble cleaning kits, hygiene kits, feminine hygiene kits, and school kits. And whenever disaster strikes, Encore is there. We have a motto: when the earth rocks, Encore rolls. So whenever a disaster strikes, we send these kits all over the country. Recently, we sent some to Kentucky, some to the California wildfires. 2 months ago, we sent 5,000 cleaning kits to California because of the wildfires. A cleaning kit is a 5-gallon bucket with all kinds of cleaning items in the bucket. So this is just a small portion of what we do. Our volunteers work on campus to beautify the campus. They work out in the community with nonprofits in the community. We have carpenters who come and they build wheelchair ramps to help those who are incapable of getting in and out the homes on their own. You know, it's so satisfying when they build a ramp to see the occupant of the home roll him or herself out on that ramp. And I wish I would have brought it. I got a voicemail from one of our recipients in Franklin. And she was very emotional. She brought me to tears with her gratitude. So this is a small portion of the work we do. And we've been in business in Baldwin, like I said, now for 158 years. Our service area encompasses Patterson, from Patterson to through Generate. So we have a large service area that we try to serve. So that's just a little bit of the history of what we do and what we have done in the past and what we will hopefully continue to be able to do. We have a program called OATS, and Jutai is going.
Every version of my name, so it's completely okay.
Jutai, like I said, who is our administrator, she is the administrator and she's the trainer. We have another individual also that helps train in the program that we're going to talk to you about tonight. I would encourage you to, there are several QR codes in the packet that I gave you. I would encourage you to scan those codes and go and see. This is the latest one. This is a video here that talks about everything I've tried to share with you on tonight. You know, as a saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you scan the QR code, you can watch that video and it'll give you a greater sense of what we actually do at Encore Sega Brown. So at this time, Jutai is going to address you concerning the OATS program and the STEM program that we are actually offering the community.
Thank you, Mr. Benny. And as Mr. Benny had mentioned, Encore does have a long standing of disaster relief in our community. Another thing that we are working towards is actually technological independence for our senior citizens of St. Mary Parish. So what we do with the OATS program is we actually teach older adults of our community how to use technology, whether that's a mobile device like a cell phone or a tablet or an actual computer itself, so that they have independence in their daily lives. And I myself am a trainer. And then we also have Miss Erlana, who's our other trainer as well. And we work together with our older adults who sign up. Some of the information that I've provided to you is the flyers that we do have for the classes. You'll also get to read the benefits that we had from 2024 for the OATS program. and what we do through the OATS program in detail in this flyer here. And as Mr. Benny had mentioned, we also do the STEM program for our students, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, where we teach STEM to our middle school students of the Franklin Baldwin area with Save Our Children Mentoring Center. So we also have that program going as well, where students can sign up with us, older adults can sign up with us for the OATS program as well. And that's all I have for you all today.
Thank you, Jutai. And all of these programs are free of charge to the public. The OATS program, that's an acronym for Older Adults Technology Services. And it's a program that we are operating in collaboration with AARP. And it's free of charge. The materials are free. There's no registration fee. The classes are held at our center at Sager Brown. Sager Brown is an old school, and we have some updated classrooms, so the classes are held at Sager Brown. The STEM program, we work in collaboration with the Save Our Children Mentoring program on Fifth Street? On Fifth Street in Franklin. So, but any and everyone can attend any of these programs if you see fit, especially for the older adults. I don't know how anyone can navigate business these days without having some kind of technological skills. You can't hardly do any banking, you can hardly pay any bills, or do anything without having some skill with a cell phone or a computer or other technology devices. So we're pleased to be able to provide this program free of charge to the citizens of Patterson. And in the handout that Jutai gave you, you'll see the dates and the times that the programs are actually happening. So thank you so much for indulging us on tonight. And to my good friend, Mayor Folkard, it's great to see you, and Mayor Pro Tem, I don't want to call him Mayor Pro Tem Levine. So God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And we have an advantage because our Councilman Dewey actually is the vice chair of the Council on Aging here in Patterson. So we'll be able to get this information to Ms. Beverly.
Come on, Joe. You'll give it to Beverly?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Monica Mabel, our accountant, update on financials.
Good afternoon, everyone. I had emailed y'all the income statement for the general fund and utility fund last week. They're also included in y'all packets. I have started working on the amending the old budget and working on the new budget.
We're going to do the new budget at next meeting.
Yes.
Introduce it.
I'll have that to present at the May meeting.
Yeah, in May we will have the auditors will be officially here. We met on Friday afternoon with the auditors. They gave the two council members, the city clerk, and I the findings from the 23-24 audit. And there was no criminal findings, there was no mismanagement findings. So they will officially make that presentation at that meeting.
The May meeting?
Yes.
At the May meeting. Again, there was no findings of mismanagement and no criminal activity. Okay? Thank you. Well, as we are moving forward and being blessed with monies from the federal government along with the state for the rehab of our sewer lift stations. We have 9 sewer lift stations. I think we're on number 7 right now. On number 7. Well, it just so happened our colleagues over in on the West End has inquired about purchasing the old sewer pumps. Now, council, you heard me say purchase because when it was brought to my attention, it was, could we donate or give these to Franklin? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Anything that we do, we have to check and see if there's a value. And if Franklin is asking to purchase these in order to rehabilitate and repair and work with their system, there must be some value there. So I had to immediately call the engineer and see exactly what value of the ones that we no longer need. The question was, what were we going to do with them? And then I found out that all the contractors would basically do was just take them and either salvage them or make something off of it. So, CJ?
Yes. So, I mean, so for our current system, since the way we rehabilitated everything, we would have to do some major remodeling to use the old ones. Right. So, do they have a value? If they work, yes. And if they work, then they would be usable from somebody else. I would have to say this. I do need to know each exact model number and this, that, and the other to know the exact. But it would be reusable, yes.
Okay. So at this time, we got the mayor, my friend, Eugene Foucault, along with his public works director, Daniel's correct? Yes. And his mayor pro tem, Mr. Levine. If you all want to move forward, and we have our public works, Mr. Steve, we'll decide, council, what do you want to do? Can we get dialogue going? Because I think, I put the thinking cap on, I know we just can't give them away.
And that's my next question. Is that something that we will possibly have to list in the newspaper before we do this?
It to say a bid, unless somebody else will show some interest, but I don't think so. But
cooperative endeavor.
We just got to give Mr. Russell to do everything, and of course, Mr. Russell is the attorney for the city of Franklin. Right. So it would be something that we just have to work. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Grogan, Honorable Mayor Grogan, and Honorable Council members. I'm very appreciative you all have allowed us to come and, check into this. We could definitely utilize, some of those pumps. We have some issues with some of our sewer lift stations, and they would be very, very beneficial to us if we can acquire them. Just want to ensure that we're doing it decent and in order, and that we following the letter of the law to properly acquire them from Patterson. And we are definitely interested in doing this. However, it needs to be done, as Mr. Bierhaus was saying, through a cooperative endeavor agreement, and there's the cost attached to that. I'm not sure how it could be done, but I know Russell and he could work that out. But we definitely could use those pumps. So, Bernard, you had anything?
You hit the nail on the head. We could certainly use them. Every system is in financial crisis right now, and if it could save us some money buying some gently used ones, it would sure help us financially anyway.
I would say, Mayor Grogan, that long as we, follow the steps and go for it, I'm all for it. As far as helping them out.
Thank you.
I have no problems. I just want to make sure that we can use them here in the city if for no reason anything. I see Burgess shaking his head no, Mr. Steve.
No, all of them shaking their head.
I have no problem, I just want to make sure.
We redid all of our lift stations to where these pumps are not the type of pumps that we use.
Using that, okay.
And so it would, if we were to use them, we would have to do some major manufacturing to put them back into place. Now, I will have to say this, I'm also not going to say that these pumps will exactly work for, frankly, without doing a proper engineering situation. I will have to just put that on display for that too. So, but if you know what your makes and models are,
Yes.
I understand that too. Okay, just had to say that.
And you have to know the age and
All right. So the is two things that's about to happen now is we're getting with Mr. Russell, but while we're getting with Mr. Russell, we will also look at the make, the model, and get that to the engineer. And I would say our engineer with your engineer, and they work that out.
Yes.
And probably in May we will have the value.
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think that would not even be an argument.
Great. And, we would also like to thank Mr. Beerhartz. I think through him, Bernard, they were working on some other things, I think, with our sewer jetter. So I guess the conversation came up like that we could have an interest in those particular pumps. So, yes, we will be very appreciative of that. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
So, Council, I'm going to ask, I'm just going to do it out of respect. Can I get a motion to proceed?
You make that motion.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Kondo. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bowden. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you so very much. Okay? All right. At this time, we have numerous resolutions, but I'm going to ask the engineer. I'm going to ask Mr. Steve, I'm going to ask Virgil, I'm going to ask the fire chief, I'm going to ask Mr. Terry. Is there anything, all right, y'all take care. Thank you so very much. Is there anything that you have that you would like to say before we do the resolutions? Engineer report?
You want me to do the engineering report before we do that?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just wanted to make sure that we were moving that completely. Excuse me. So, from what I understand, we've had some communications since the last meeting. Actually, here at the, right here in this room here. So the contractor actually had left the site, but is now back on as of today. Okay. There are some known issues that we have. Me and Mr. Steve have had some emails go back and forth where we will be replacing some of the shivs, which is essentially the size of the pulleys that are going. So all these pumps are above ground and it's moving too fast. So we're going to put a bigger pulley on it so that it's not blowing any fuses. So once you start, you refurbish something and you start something, sometimes things happen. So what we're going to do, we're just making it right. So we're making sure that everything is being correct on the pull and the drive side of things so that we're not blowing the fuses and having electrical issues. Ms. Steve, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, you're correct. Some of the relays and stuff like that, they run a little too hot.
Yes, sir.
Start to burn up some relays, and so the change in the speed of the pumps, I agree, will lessen the amount of amperage that these pumps are drawing, and not blow the relays and fuses.
Which will save wear and tear on the pumps also too. So, with that being said, I do know that Pay App 8 was received and approved from the city of Patterson, and essentially based on where we're at with this project right now, that we believe that should only be about 4 to 6 weeks, I think, left on the project essentially. So, and then we should be completely done. Is there any questions?
I noticed on one of the pump stations at the Hickory and step back there, Tall Timbers. It's not protected. Are we going to do anything to protect those?
All of them will be fenced in, for sure.
Okay.
Everything will be fenced in, 100%.
Gotcha.
That's the final portion of that. They will all be fenced in.
Fenced in, and what about whether they're weatherized? Are we going to weatherize them, or is that
Based
problem?
upon the additional funding that we receive from the federal government, we're going to make sure that they cover it.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
But from the initial funding, we needed to do everything for LDH approval, which was to protect it by a fence so that nobody gets into it, is the first thing of line of protection.
Right.
We definitely want to get covers over with the text from all the
Sun messes up anything, right? It's going to mess up rubber, it's going to mess up gaskets, it's going to mess up whatever. It's just how things work.
Out of the 9, the one that we have by Danny's is enclosed. Then we have the one on the back of Taft Street is enclosed,
I
correct?
think Signet is also enclosed, right?
Signet is enclosed.
Signet is not enclosed.
It's not enclosed.
I mean, it's got,
It's got the fence
protected,
around it,
but not-
protected,
which
yeah.
needs to kind of be redone, but they need covers. They all need
Yeah,
covers.
so out of the 9, 7 probably need covers.
Yeah, it's only 2, it's
Yeah.
bridge, and all that, it's
Yeah.
only 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then other than that, there is a webinar for the gas line coming up. I believe it's next week, actually. So we're really excited about that too, to see how that going through. So that's going to be the gas line that's supposed to be running from here all the way through Cameron, I believe. To Cameron. Which is a pretty decent line, and that's a pretty good run. So we're really excited about getting the funding for that too.
And there's additional funding to go along with it as we do the assessment.
Yes, sir. So we have to do the environmental assessment first. And we'll learn more about exactly what's entailed with that. But of course, we can handle anything that's regarding the NEPA side of things, air side of things, water side of things. We can help. We'll make sure that gets taken care of. So. And then other than that, that's what I got. So I'm excited to get this project done with, and I believe we got everything to Miss Jenny for the submittal of that application.
Yes, I just got the application for number 8 yesterday. The mayor signed it. I sent it, her copy to her. I sent it to Andrea with EB Clutch, her copy, and Mike McLean has got his stuff.
Oh, super. Thank you.
You're welcome.
TJ, you mentioned that the contractors left the site. Why did they leave the site?
There was a communication issue, and of course, which means then a check wasn't sent to them, but then all that has been taken care
There
of.
was issues with the state issuing the checks.
So some of it had to do with the federal funding. We talked to the state, okay? So the state's supposed to be funding us 75%. Us, when I say us, I mean us, everybody here, right? When we said we had federal change order, we didn't want that to be added to the state funds. So what they did, though, they misheard us, and they took our 75 and brought it down to 61. Well, that becomes an issue, right? That's a big issue. So we got that corrected. Everybody's cool with it. And then we've been made whole since then, if I'm not correct. We are made whole from that. So that was a communication issue with the funding with the state. And I'm also here to make sure that we limit any other communication kerfuffles. So.
Great.
Okay. Thank you, CJ.
Thanks,
Be
CJ.
careful going back. All right. We have Pelican here.
I'm just visiting, sir.
Okay. All right.
Making sure everything's okay.
Okay.
Ms. Lewis is taking care of you now.
Okay. All right. But as I said, we have several, and we just was notified, I was notified early this afternoon about the passing of Mr. Red Adams. His funeral is going to be on Saturday at 10:30 at Sacred Heart, and then there will be a private burial, and then the family is requesting that guests would meet them at the Petroleum Club. So we've had, we've had the former First Lady, Ms. Foster, and I'm just going to briefly touch on Ms. Alice C. Foster, March 6, 2025, whereas Louisiana First Lady Alice C. Foster, a 48-year resident of St. Mary Parish, a native of Portsmouth, Virginia, went to be with the Lord on Thursday, March 6, 2025, surrounded in love by her family, and her services were held in Franklin. And whereas Ms. C. Foster was laid to rest in Franklin Cemetery, now therefore be resolved that the Mayor and Council of the City of Patterson do at this moment express their deepest sympathy and condolences to the family of this must be got to be corrected, Midge. Of Ms. Alice C. Foster. And a copy will be given to the family and also recorded in our records. Can I get a motion?
I make that motion.
Motion made by Councilman Bowden. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Dewey. All in favor? Any opposed? And then we have Mr. Bo Dewey. A shocker. Mr. Bo Dewey, our former DA, passed on March 15, 2025. He was surrounded by his family. And all of the write-up we take from the news, reportings and so forth. And I'll look at the last part. Whereas Mr. Dewey was a shining light in the lives of all who knew him as a devoted husband, father, son, brother, and papa. He loved unconditionally and was so very proud of his family. And he was married to his wife for 32 years. I'm going to say he was very instrumental in this new crime lab that will be named after him in New Iberia. He was very instrumental with getting the funding. But as I said, the past DA and I worked closely with him, and he would be greatly missed. And matter of fact, with the monies that from the PFAS, he assembled all the mayors and all the parish together and said, look, you all need to get a lawsuit for the PFAS, in which we will be receiving money from real soon. And he was one of the ones that took charge and said, let's move forward. Okay, very instrumental. So can I get a motion? Whereas Martin Bofield Bo Dewey was laid to rest in Memorial Park Cemetery, now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the City of Patterson do at this moment express their deepest sympathy and condolences to the family of Mr. Martin Bofield Dewey, and remember him with respect and fondness.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Councilman Dewey. Can I get a second? Second by Mayor Pro Tem Condon. All in favor? Any opposed? Then we have a former city worker, Mr. Sterling Williams. I can honestly say Sterling was a good worker here in Patterson. And he would be always on a tractor, always the one work the streets and so forth. But the reason that the resolution is going out is because his sister-in-law, Miss Sandra Turner, serves as a commissioner with the Public Works, with the Recreation Department, along with C.L. Grogan, that's his nephew. Sterling was 59 years old, and he passed on Monday, March the 3rd, and he's laid to rest at Ivory Cemetery in Patterson. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Mayor and Council of the City of Patterson do at this moment express their deepest sympathy and condolences to the family of Mr. Sterling Williams. Can I get a motion?
I made that motion.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Condon. Can I get a second? Second by Councilman Bowden. Another shocker, Miss Patricia Paulino Pat Penhue. I think if I had to repent here on earth for all the trouble I gave to Miss Pat, along with Miss Pat Penhue, Miss Pat Blanco, along with some of the others that were substitutes. I see someone I grew up with, Mr. Keith Grimble, he remembered they were faithful, Ms. Cummel, all of those people were faithful substitutes in the school system and so forth, and they cared about, we thought they were teachers. because of love and compassion. But the resolution is being passed simply because she and her husband, they were businessmen and so forth here in the city of Patterson, and owned a lot of apartments, a lot of rental space and so forth, which contribute to the economic growth here in Patterson. Ms. Patricia Penhue is a native and lifetime resident of Patterson, and she passed peacefully at her home with her family by her side on Tuesday, March 18, 2025, at the age of 88. And she has been laid to rest in the St. Joseph Cemetery Mausoleum. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion made by Councilwoman Winbach. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bowden. And then we have someone, Mr. James M. Wright, 92 years old, Mr. Bo James. Mr. Bo James was a musician, a guitarist. And Mr. Bo James played with people like B.B. King and many others from Mississippi up in Louisiana. And how do you come and reside here in Patterson? And he's been here since, I think, when I was in high school in the 80s. And his wife, Ms. Mary Ann Wright, who's also ill, God gave her the strength to recover from stage 4 cancer in order to take care of him. And so we want to pass this resolution because there's YouTube, there's videos, video that was made on Martin Luther King in front of old Dietz place and so forth. But just the music, the attention brought to Patterson, the musician. We're recognizing 92-year-old Mr. James Bo James Wright. Very little information that we could get. I can only give you my recollection of him right now. But we're going to clean this up as we get the information and provide it in here. Can I get a motion? His funeral will be on Saturday at 1 o'clock at Jones Funeral Home. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Condon. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bowden. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. I do know the World Day of Prayer will be on May 1st here at 4. Bus drivers, will I give you enough time?
You give me, but not you.
Oh, yeah, I'll give.
4:15?
4:15.
4:15.
Okay.
4:15 here in the parking lot, weather permitting. Any other announcements? Midge, I would ask that you be safe as you go to Bossier City. As you leave tonight, you be careful on that highway. You be careful. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Motion made by Councilman Bowden. Can I get a second?
Second. Second
by Mayor Pro Tem Condon. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Have a great evening.
Thank you.